I'm supposed to this is the first we have to think all that people that
Good morning.
Good morning,
Ansuman
sir.
Akela. Good morning. Let's wait for 5 minutes to join this other join. By the time I just click compile my screen. Hmm. Hmm. I guess you can see like I have like modified this thing. All those are basically splines. So I just extended all the splines and like still a few splines are remaining to create a random scattered and broken this thing. So those things have to like still have to add. Let's say see, I'm just compiling the entire scene, adding more details, files and everything everywhere. Similarly, this side also you can see I'm still compiling. Things are still not like perfect. So I'm still snapping everything and like keeping everything in its snaps or like sitting on something. So placing everything on proper place. So today we'll do like I'll show you like two things. Like suppose you have like and plus you have we start sectioning also. So like suppose you have a light like I have this light fixture, right? This light fixture and it has this emission in emissiveness in texture plus it should emit some light. So what I'll do, either I can place it directly in my scene and place a point light there, or maybe rectangular light or spotlight there. I can create it like this manually, or what I can do is I can create a blueprint and attach a light to that particular asset and just import that blueprint to my scene and duplicate and place it there. So that will save a lot of time for me. Instead of like creating everything manually, I can attach a light to this thing. So that's what I did like for the like this thing. So press D and let me switch on this thing. We did. Recording is already on, so you can see if you click on all this white sphere, you can see those are basically blueprints. If I press F and G, you can see this light, this particular light mesh have a light attached to it. If I move it, it is fixed to this particular model and that light. So this is something we can do very easily. It's a very simple, known and simple function in Unreal. We can do it very well, very easily. So I'll just save this and open a blank empty new level so that I can show you this thing very easily. So let's see. I'll delete atmosphere, direction light. I don't want skylight. I'm just basically deleting everything, skylight, reflection, everything. I deleted everything. There's nothing in this scene right now. I could have just simply taken a blank scene also. So we have this plane here. So if I go to my folder, where I have all the assets. Just give me a second. GA193. So mesh. I have this mesh. I have created the blueprint, and this is my actual model. So I'll show you like how to do this. If I drag drop this model, zoom in, you can see it has this emissiveness glowing, but it's not. This thing is not creating any of this thing. There's no light. It's not casting any, emitting any light basically. But I need to have a light also. So either I can just drag drop one point light or maybe a rectangular light. Place it here and then create it like this, like one light. Like this is to create this entire section. Or instead of point light, you can use the rectangular light also, like any of the light. Basically, you have to create emissive mesh plus a light you have to add attach to it. So manually, either you have to create, but suppose in my scene I have hundreds of this light. So it will become very difficult, like copying or that same geometry again and again and tracing the light and again and again. It will be very difficult and tricky. So what I can do is, instead of doing that, I'll create a blueprint actor where I'll create this geometry and attach a light to that. So how to do that? So for that, right click on your folder in a folder. Then you can see there's an option called blueprint class. Click on it. The first thing is actor. It's basically actors are basically like you can see like any object or anything that is found in your world. So you can just create that thing very easily. Just click on this. It will create an empty blueprint. So I'll just name it as light underscore okay okay BP underscore light. BP underscore light. Like BP for blueprint, light is for light. This is by light. So if I select it, save this entire thing. Just save this thing. So control F. Double click, open it. It will open a empty blueprint. And blueprints are maybe sounds really inspirating and difficult, but there are lots of features are there which is like very straightforward and direct and very simple. So by default, we do no need to go to script or graph editor. Just stay in viewport. Then this is an empty blueprint. Just nothing is there. It's totally empty. Nothing is there. So you need what you need in this scene. It's straightforward. You need that light mesh and you need a light. So what I'll do, because it's the empty, so I need to add a component. So plus add component, and what I want, skeleton mesh or static mesh, or I can see there's so many things are there. So I want to add a static mesh. Click on a static mesh. So the moment you click on this, you can see you have this detail property window will pop up where you can have this empty section for a static mesh. Now you can go to your model, select your model, either you drag drop or select it and click on this arrow. It will place that model in the scene. So right now, because I have snapped it to my grid 0 0, so by default it will come pop uh, like for in that place only. So by default, it's like you see above grid and it's snapped to the ground perfectly. There's no issue. So my light is, you can see light. I just added a mesh, but this light is not emitting anything. So if I even if I save it and go back, I have this. Where is my BP light? Where is my BP light? BP light. This one, BP light. You can see the moment I added a mesh and saved it, it gives me a preview of mesh plus this white sphere. Anything with this white sphere is basically a blueprint. If I drag drop to my scene, you can see there's no difference. If I delete this one, there's no difference. Both are exactly same. There's no difference. So, but I need a light here. So what I'll do, go to blueprint once again, add component, and if you Go down, you can see point light, rectangular light, particle system, you have all these options. So for this, either I can use a rectangular light or point light. That's totally up to me. So for this, I can use a rectangular light. Let's do this. Then you can see the direction of the light is this side. So I don't want that. I want to rotate this thing 180, 180. Now it's perfect. And place it in the center and like set the correct scale. Like this is fine. Resize this border I don't want. Push it slightly back so that it casts shadow for this, all those grills. Width and height. Fit it properly. Now, if you want to increase the intensity, you can increase, decrease, whatever you want to do. So you can see it become a full light. So, and this light is also something you can edit later also. So once you're done with this, you can see if you go to a script and graph editor, nothing is there, it's all empty because we have added a light and this thing from this component thing, then compile it. Like to make your blueprint work, make sure you have to compile it and save it. If this green tick you can see, that means it works perfectly. If there's any error, it will show here any error. That means that the blueprint does have some error, it doesn't work. And blueprint basically is scripting. And the blueprint is basically it's called as visual scripting because you can see everything on screen and script it. Done. Go back to this thing. You can see instantly it got updated here. Now it's part of my this model. I can delete this, go back, and you can see preview, drag, drop here. I can just simply duplicate this 1,000 times. Just makes my life way easier. So I can attach attach a light. I can attach a two, three. Like suppose I want to create a set or scene. Like suppose like I have that arch tunnel and that left and right. So last day I did that in this one combined mesh. So what I did, I just took two geometry, flipped it and saved it, compiled it. So whenever I pull it, it will create this arch, this entire tunnel in one go. So I don't have to duplicate one part again and again and then with the help of transform X symmetry, Y symmetry, I don't have to do that. It works I'll just compile it once and then use it again and again. I can do that very easily. So it's basically it makes your life way easier. So like this you can save a lot of time and save a lot of time and create this entire scene very easily. Okay, so this is like you can create this now. One more thing, like landscape. Like lots of you are doing landscape, and all you need you have this thing. So for landscape, by default landscape you have to create a landscape material. Then you have to create all those layers, blend layers, and paint all those blend layers, right? So it's again a time-consuming process. But there is something auto landscape, like auto landscape, auto blend. So what you can do is you can create a blend and it will automatically, depending upon the slope or angle of your mesh, it will auto generate your rock and grass and all those things. That is something we can do very easily. It's quite simple and it's very straightforward. Most of the things are Unreal is quite simple and straightforward. So we can do that very easily. So for that, I need a landscape first. So I'll create a landscape first, then I'll show you how to create that material because we already have created in past previous module landscape material. So same thing, but we're just going to modify that little bit, make it a little bit add some little bit extra nodes and make it bit complex and it will be automated. So it will make our life way easier. So let's create a landscape, go to landscape. So by default, it will show you this entire landscape. So because I have to sculpt the entire landscape, so instead of that, I have a map. You import that height map and create it. It's in the drive online classes. This one. So I just downloaded one height map from Google. Just Googled about it, this terrain height map or landscape height map. You can find this thing, or you can use this world machine to generate these maps. So the thing is generated. You can see. Instead, it will show you a preview of the mesh, and this is like height is way too much. So that's let it be. So import it. You can create this, or you can just simply like suppose you want to do this. You can see there's a height map strength and all those things are there. So height map size was small, so because of that it basically fits into that size. So this size is not correct. Usually Unreal reads everything into 8 multiplier of 8. So either you convert your texture into that size, or you can just simply use that and fit to data and import it. So it will generate a model. So, but you can see the height is no, very steep. So what I'll do, I'll go back to my select mode and scale it down just to make it look bit more natural. You can see now it looks bit more natural, nice terrain, and this texture is like I downloaded, so its quality is not that great. You can see lots of pixels. It's pixelated. So just like just this is a landscape anyway. So if I want, I can go back and sculpt it on top of this. I can modify things very easily. That can be done. So as of now, this you can see my mesh is kind of ready. I just created with the help of a map. Instantly, my this entire mesh is ready. So now, if I want, I can create a auto landscape material. So to create that, I guess I have created a basic material here somewhere. Hmm, let me see. Yes, I have already created. So I'll show you the entire process. I'll show you the how it works. I'll select this material and assign it here. So by default, if we assign, it will be full black. Reason being, we have to go to landscape, paint, and we have to generate those layer blend info. So weight blend info, save, it saves, then again weight blend info, save, and they accept this to save. So you can see it basically, okay, let's apply a post process also because it's getting too dark and this thing. One, maybe complete. So you can see my landscape is generated, and if I zoom in, you can see I have this in between colors or based on the height. That is something I can control with this material very easily. Double click open, and I guess yes, I have a parameter for this. GA193, give me a second. Right click, material instance, create instance, and apply the instance here. Then double click, open it instance. Here you can see I have this sharpness blend, and I can modify this. It's not showing any result here. Hmm, it should be visible. No. I guess that's styling. Guys, I have changed the tiling. Okay, anyways, I'll show this thing how to create this entire thing material. So it's a very basic and simple material. So we just go back. I guess just give me a second. Why it's not doing anything? Continue. Just give me a second. Compiling. So now it's visible very clearly. So I just switch the map so that you can see it very clearly. So like this, you can create this thing very easily, auto generate everything. So let's see. Let's change the map slightly. Just let me check the output, then I'll show you the entire process how to create it. It's quite simple and it's very easy. It's not very difficult. It's just one node. You have to apply that extra node and to your like a landscape material, and it will automatically generate. The other day we have created that world aligned texture, right? It's a kind of similar. We have world aligned this thing, a world aligned blend basically. So based on the world alignment, we can generate this thing very easily. Resolution of this map is quite low, so that's why it's generating like this. So let's create this texture. Right click, material. This is my auto underscore auto landscape matte underscore or underscore matte. This is my material auto landscape. So how to create this? So for this, it's a basic material, nothing fancy. So for this, I need two maps at least. Like for landscape, you need at least two maps to blend, right? So what I'll do, I have a lot of textures in already imported in my Unreal. So what I can do is I can go to let's go to Megascan, Megascan, and I just click on texture. So I can see all the textures. So I'll check for some because for landscape you need a procedural map, tileable map. Procedural map and tileable map are the same. So I have some mossy something. So this is my albedo and normal. So as of now we can just handle these two. And if I want, I can use gloss. Gloss is basically your kind of specular, or I can just use these two and this specular map if I want. Let's import these two into my scene. This is albedo, this is normal, and this is my specular. So make it little bit like this distance because I need to have one more material here. Let's see some rocky texture. Okay, is this some rock procedural map? No, it's not a procedural map. So I need a procedural map. Let's see. Yes, I should hide. Let's see. This looks like
even though online classes is there recording, every day it become too much only 500 around one.
the procedural map. I just opening and checking this. If it's a procedural map, I'll use this.
Upload so even from the colleges for this to join the classes for the and uploading drive every day one or two students out of that.
It looks like procedural map. So I'll use this one. This one, normal. I'll take this these two and bring it here. Roughness is almost white, so what I can do is I can use the red channel of diffuse as a specular map or roughness. The roughness I don't like. I can use it definitely. So I want to make it a little bit dark landscape. Okay, diffuse. So I'll make sure the this sequence. First I have this graph, then I have this rock. Normal. This is roughness, and this is my normal. Sequence is correct. So to make things clear, this thing I need to combine these two textures. So for that I need a layer blend. Layer blend. So right click, landscape, layer blend. Just click on this. By default, you can see there is no nodes you can connect because it's empty. So you have to click on plus plus. The number of texture you have, that many plus you can do. So right now I have to name the first one as graph, second one as rock. Oh, sorry, layer blend. Second one, switch on the this thing. So number one, rock. So you can see instantly you have these two layers. Then by default preview is 0. So if you apply anything, it will this entire material by default will look black because there's no preview is activated. So what I'll do, I'll just preview any one of them. So it will show that particular texture. So it's done. This is my layer blend. So if I just, I'll show you the difference. If I click this one here and connect this to here, similarly, I can just duplicate this, Control W, duplicate this one, bring it here, this to this one, and this. Normal to normal directly, diffuse to base color directly. Basic. And this looks quite dark, so I feel it nice because the landscape should not, because usually terrains and all they don't shine until let's say like mossy, grassy, or it's like it's wet or maybe snowy thing. It don't shine. It's like matte. So I'm using this kind of almost black as my specular instead of roughness, or I can use roughness almost white. So it will give me really nice matte appearance. Save it. This is without my auto blend. And I'll go back to my 193 because of textures, and this is what I created right now. Select this, go here, select this one, and apply it here. And it is compiling, like compiling 26 shaders and all. It means So it applied. If I zoom in, I can see it looks really black. That means there's something wrong with my normal map. So I just go and check what I did here. Oh, I connected red instead of
Connected wrong.
RGB. Wrong. I connected it wrong. It should be from RGB, not from R. So that's a wrong connection. Save it. It looks clean. So instantly you can see it got clean. But its styling is way too much too high. That is something we can change with the help of world align this alignment or landscape coordinate. All those things I can modify. That is the secondary thing right now. But you can see it's showing me only and only this entire green thing. So traditionally, what we do, we go to mode, landscape, and then go to paint and create all this thing and select grass, select rock, and paint it. That's what we do, right? Like suppose I have this, let's click on this. It should compile quickly. And you can see it started painting things very easily. That is like a straightforward thing. This is what we like traditionally do. And the styling and all we control with the help of worldscape, this landscape coordinate. We can, with the help of that, we can control this thing very easily. So let's try something. Let's suppose this is my this thing. So I can just simply keep this thing like this. So I can align everything. So let's go to my auto this thing. So this is my default setting, but I want to align everything based on my just slopes and all those things. So what I have to do is either I have to convert this into material function, or I can just combine blend this with the help of world aligned blend. World, you can see automatically it shows world aligned blend. Click on this, zoom in. It's a very straightforward function. It's again a material function. The zoom in, it's already pre-existed. So it's already there in Unreal. You just have to drag drop this world aligned blend into your scene. Then now we have grass and rock. So what I can do, I want to align the grass or maybe rock basis of my world alignment. So what I found out, like this sharpness and bias, I need to promote them to parameter. Right click, promote to parameter. To create a parameter, bias blend, promote to parameter. I can promote these two. So the slope sharpness, like degree. So default value you can change to something. It's a parameter. So later also you can change. And bias is like a strength. So it's like around -12, -20. It works like quite nicely. This is something like previously I used it, so that's why I know this value. So it's like quite simple. Minus you can have -10, -20 or something, and then later you can create an instance and modify it. You can do that. So right now this thing is created. This is world alignment. If I just simply connect these to my world color directly, I'm just connecting this so that I can show you what this thing is doing. This blend, what this thing is doing. Save it. Normal is applied, specular is applied. I just disconnected my this thing, diffuse albedo. So it will the scene will be black and white only. So if I go to my this thing and I'll just exit my painting mode, it's still compiling. This compiling takes a little bit time. Otherwise, it's like if it because I don't have a RTX. If I have had a RTX, it will do these things like 10 times faster. So it will be quite fast. So it's generating. Okay. So Now you can see what this thing is doing. It's basically creating this black and white mask based on your alignment of this like slopes and all. That is something this is what we need. So if I want to modify something, I can obviously go and modify things. Suppose 30 into 60, save. So you can see this increases, go back, it will again compile. That's the only thing, like it takes a lot of time to compile. 49. I'm not running it. So you can see it increases this slope angle. So what I did, I just increased the sharpness. So it basically increased the amount of white. Increases the amount of white. That is something based on my requirement. I can use it. Or if I use this thing, explicit normal, so I can use that as well. It will give me some amount of normal information, but it's not present here at all, right now. So what I'll do is keep it in alpha only, break. So you can see the like what it does basically. It's like quite easily visible. It creates a black and white mask. So the white like can in white map A will be visible and black map B will be visible, right? So this is something we can do very easily. We have map A, map B, and but right now we don't know how to connect this to this. So for this we need to have a linear interpolation. Linear interpolate L left mouse button. So by this, we usually combine two maps. That is something we all know. This is my alpha, alpha to alpha, and this so I can connect to like whichever layer I want to connect. A, and this is my B. So this will expose B. So B is my rock. So it will expose B only. And now connect this to base color. So exact same thing. I know Control W for normal also. Otherwise, it won't align properly. Exact same thing. You have to just create it once and then simply control W and duplicate and reuse it. Save it. And go back to this. I see this untitled. It's so untitled. What it is doing? Oh, it's lighting needs to be rebuilt. Everything is. Sorry. What happened here? It becomes gray. Okay. So, like this graying things might be a problem. Sometimes it happens. So, what you have to do is sample source. You have to change to wrap. Change to wrap. All the sample source is wrap. See, now it should be visible. I can see the preview it's working perfectly. And one more thing I forgot to add: landscape coordinate. So, okay. still showing gray, so I guess I need to add landscape coordinate. Landscape coordinate. To control my tiling. So I can use a multiplier, select this and select this to UV, all the UV, and color parameter tiling by default is at least one, and click select it. Now it should work perfectly. What's it? Landscape. Okay, sometimes it gives you this kind of error. This thing doesn't work. So what you do is remove the material and reassign the material. So I have created the parameters, reassign the material. Sometimes this kind of issue happens. Just select this, reassign the material once again. Here is my landscape. Right click, fill layer. You should fill everything. Rebuild material. Why this thing is giving me error? Correct, correct. Everything is correct. Correct. Why it's not showing me the auto thing? Let me check. Something. Double click, open your material. Point two, 0.02. Most I can see, but that ground texture I cannot see. There's something wrong. Something happened in this thing. Clear layer. Cleared it. Layer blending something that layer info I created. It's taking a wrong layer info. So what I'll do is Hmm. Hmm. Okay. It's picking up a wrong layer info. That's why it's creating this issue. And I'll just go and check. None. Now see, I changed the name. Instead, it become none. Layer blend, and it will ask for save. Let's save this. It's a new layer blend. I saved it. Save everything. Now let's styling is working perfectly, and only thing that rock is not visible. Why it's not visible? Um, Let me open the material. Why it's not visible? Why it's not visible here? Perfect. There's no nothing wrong with this. This is working. This is working. Now let's start preview mode. Yeah, it's working. Okay, let me see. With A is exposed in all the black areas. Okay, I guess I have to switch it to this. Like layering, I have mixed it. Like because by this, B is exposed. Like by default, B is exposed. So what all white area will be? Oh, so it basically grass and rock both are exposing only and only grass. That's why. So yeah. So basically, what was happening? All the white part, alpha white part will be green, and here also I applied the green only directly. So what I have to do is instead either I switch this like this and connect this to this and just this. Then it should work perfectly. The compile. It's taking a lot of time to instance. Still, it is showing me the preview of green. That means okay, this was fine only. And instead of this, I have to connect a rock here. If I connect rock here, so I have to change the name. This should be rock, and this should be grass. Grass. And same setting, just to connect here. You see the preview. I think the only rock. preview, I can see both are completely green. So that means I have to switch this. Now it is choosing only rock. Rock. Okay. I did some mistake here. So it's just layering. Uh, okay. Or I could have just simply connect this to grass. So it will get fixed automatically. Okay. Preview. So I'll save it with me. Still it's showing me only rock. Now it's showing only rock. Let me connect this to this and this to this. Now it should work perfectly. Use for normal input. Let's see, minus this. Check it separately. Leave the diffuse. Now it's okay. Okay. Now it should work perfectly. And I'll take appointments quickly. See, it works. So like this can generate things very easily. It becomes like it. Have to make it like bit detailed map. This is like basic network only. Let's see what I need to do. Something. Oh, delete. That's what I saw that. That's nice. Options. Okay, present. I need this name. Functional present. Select present. Select present. Shiva present. Then now let's see. So for normal, I'm using explicit normal alignment. That error is gone. So it's working. So the basis, because now I'm using the normal, see, this is normal as alpha, and for this I'm using alpha, and for this also I can use this one. So yes, I can, it should work perfectly. Because there was an error, I just like I didn't saw that previously, so it's there. I just fixed it. Now it should work perfectly. Huh? If you use this or this combine of anything, as long as my normals are fine and it works perfectly on my screen. Now, if I want, I can modify this normal even further. I can use some detailed normal or something. Go to my. I can use some like different map to create that this thing alpha, even detailed, more detailed. You can see with the base of I use normal, so it becomes a little bit more detailed. And because of that, it's a really low poly JPEG. So it created this zigzag pattern. That's why it generated all these things. So once I bake it, it will be all clean. And texture, I feel it should be flip. I need to flip it. It's flipped. Rest is same. Except I have to flip this and save it. This is the landscape. It will compile quickly. Yeah. So now I can modify this normal and keep my things. Now it's become a green land and rocky this thing. I can modify the slope and bias on all this thing and modify my entire scene. So it makes my life quite way easier. So like half of things are already ready. Then if I want to paint something, I can go to my landscape and like because I have this rock, this thing, the grass. If I want to add more grass, I can add those more grass. I can create more layers. I can create a separate layer for this is a blend basically. So I have to name it as a grass and grass blend. Then I create a single with rock, single grass. That I create multiple blends and complete it very easily. This is so 18. You can see I can paint like this. I can fill like edit this. The by default generate this. Top of that also I can paint and correct things, and it will make my life easy, way easier to auto generate things and like add all the details, all those things. That's something we can do very easily. It will become like nice and easy, and yeah, and with this we can use like displacement, other things, and then after with painting, polish painting, it will look really nice. So by this, you can create auto-generated landscape and all, and the complex is this thing material, the better it will be. So you have to add lots of detail in your material, so it will generate all those things. And this particular texture is very bad. So like try this thing out. If you have your landscape, you can try this thing and create this entire landscape very easily and create this thing. And if you want to send me this material, I can send this material as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like I was
Yes.
11, 12:51. I have a class. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Quickly.